This is the 2019 XC40. I'm Josh Smith with GottaBeMobile.com. I want to share my new XC40 review with you and explain why this is my favorite vehicle out of the XC lineup from Volvo. Here, let's take a look at what you get in this car. I really love the overall look from the outside. It's a smaller vehicle, but it doesn't try and be too quirky on the outside. There's some really bold choices, especially on the R design with these rims, the body contour, and I love the two-tone look and the headlights that set this whole thing off. It really is a stunning vehicle. Now let's take a look at what you get with the Volvo XC40. I'm here checking out the XC40. This is due for 2019. It's a little bit smaller than the XC60, and for me it's the perfect size. I can still get all the comfort. There's room for 4 adults with no problem. You can squeeze in a 5th one if you need to. You can fold down the rear seats, throw some fishing poles in, throw your big Costco purchase in. Whatever you need, it's available in this car. I'm in the XC40 R design, which is their top trim level, and it is awesome. If you're looking for a small crossover SUV that is luxurious, has all the cool tech, semi-autonomous driving mode, this is the small crossover SUV that you need to be checking out. One of the features that you can get on the XC40 is the semi-autonomous driving. And what's great about that is when you're in a situation like this, you can not only turn on cruise control, which will use adaptive cruise to keep you back from someone in front of you. But if I push right on this D-pad over here, I'm gonna turn on pilot assist. And this is going to keep me in my lane by reading different markers on the road, like the center line and the side line. So it's gonna keep me in my lane, and I could take my hands off the wheel. You're not supposed to. This is really designed to kind of remove those small corrections that you're making while you're driving. So if you're in a long road trip, when you're driving, you don't have to constantly keep center yourself. The car is going to do that for you, and it's really great. It works out really well, and in addition, it's going to keep distance from the car in front of me with that smart cruise control that you're probably used to in other cars. And with all of this put together, you get a much more relaxed sense of driving while you're on the road. You still are going to pay attention to your surroundings and know what's coming up, but overall you can focus more on what's happening and less on keeping yourself right in your center lane. And what's nice about this is as you go around bends and things like that, it's still going to hold that center for you. Now, one challenge as you're adapting to this, especially on a 2-lane road, is that this tends to keep you a little bit closer to center than a lot of people are used to. So you might find yourself kind of fighting it a little bit, and as you can see here, the vehicle wants to pull itself back to that center. And one thing that I want to show you here is that even though I'm in a construction zone, it's still keeping me in the center of this lane, and it's picking up on these markers. Now, you need your hands here because if the markers disappear because of construction or something like that, you're going to need to be in control of the vehicle. But overall, that's one of the safety features that I really love about this system. I really like the digital display here. We have a digital speedometer, an RPM indicator, and we have a map down here. And what I really like about that is it makes it easy to see what's going on. Even if you're using CarPlay or Android Auto for navigation over here, you can still see a map in the center, and even just while you're driving around, you're going to get that map there so you know what's coming up. There's a variety of drive modes. We're in dynamic right now, which gives us a lot of power, and there's also options for off-road and options for comfort. In the dynamic mode like this, you have access to a lot of power when you want to take off quickly, and that's one of the things I love about this small Volvo XC40 is it's really sporty. It's fun to drive, it's engaging to drive, and when you don't want that same speed, you can go into comfort, and again, that kind of tones it down. It takes a little bit out of the steering so that it's a little bit more comfortable on a longer ride. And there's even an off-road mode, which will help you if you go off-road, and there's a pretty short wheelbase, so I'm assuming that this is going to be pretty useful in an off-road setting. Whether or not you're going to want to take your XC40 off-road, that's a little up in the air, but overall you get a really nice package here from the driving standpoint. And with all these safety features and the technology that's here and the technology that's around the car, there's a lot of cool options that you won't find at this price point with this great interior and a total package for around $45,000, $46,000. in the center area here, we have a gorgeous display, and we can connect and we can do Apple CarPlay, Android Auto. We have a Harman Kardon sound system in here, and you can control some of the different options for surround and seat optimization. I will say that the Bowers & Wilkins sound in the XC90 and the XC60 have this one beat. That's one thing I did miss, but it's not bad sound, it's just not quite as good. And Volvo in the XC60 and XC90 definitely kind of set that bar for in-car audio. This great design carries over throughout, and I really love the look of this panel. From a technology standpoint, you have two USB ports that you can use, a power outlet. There's a couple ways that you can unlock the XC40. You can use your key fob and you can push the unlock button right here. But if it's locked and you have the key fob in your pocket, you can just walk up and you just grab the handle and it unlocks, and you see the mirror here slides out. And now if you want to lock it, you just push this little small area and it locks and you're good to go. And with that, you can keep the key fob in your pocket and you're going to be able to lock and unlock the vehicle and get in and use your push to start. In this version of the XC40, which is the R design, we have the lava interior, which is this beautiful orange carpet and orange accent. Then we have this really beautiful design right here, Harman Kardon audio. And as we get into the front, we have these really comfortable seats. And one thing I love about these is that you can adjust this front waterfall position so that you can get it just right. Comes in really handy on longer trips. This beautiful lava orange interior carries over from the front to the back. And so you get all these great orange accents. It looks so good and it fits this car perfectly. And what I love here is you have quite a bit of leg room. There's plenty of room to get in here. We have air vents back here. We have a power connection so that we can charge up. Typically in a smaller SUV or crossover like the XC40, you're gonna give up a lot of room in the back seat, but Volvo's done a really great job. I have the front seat where I have as my driving position, and back here I still have about an inch of leg room, and I can actually move that up for a longer road trip and still be comfortable as the driver. And back here I have tons of headroom. And I love this panoramic moonroof that is just wide open and really beautiful. There's a couple ways that you can open the back of the Volvo XC40. I can push a button inside, I can push a little soft touch panel right down here at the bottom, or I can use the keypad. So I'm gonna use the keypad right now. And what I really like about this is it opens quickly, and there's quite a bit of room here for a smaller vehicle like this. One thing I really love about the XC40 and a lot of the XC line is they put this small elastic strap here, and you'd be surprised how useful that is. Now, this section is ingenious because I can pick this up and I can slot it in right there. And so now I have extra storage where I can hide something if I need to. And I have this space back here where I can put some groceries or something so they're not gonna roll around. There's also these hooks where I can hook grocery bags. And we have power outlet back here. And I can also fold down the seats with a push of the button. So here I'm going to fold down the left seat. And now I can quickly put in something that is longer, like my fishing poles. The 2019 Volvo XC40 is the Goldilocks of the XC line for me. It's the perfect size. I have enough room for all of my cargo. I can fold these seats down and I can put my fishing poles and other gear in here. And there's still plenty of room as a passenger in the rear for headroom, for leg room, and for side-to-side comfort. This is a very comfortable back seat, and the whole design carries over, so you're getting that same really great look and that really great feel. It's not just about the people in the front seat. Thanks again for checking out our 2019 Volvo XC40 review. It's one of the best luxury subcompact SUVs you can buy, and it's definitely something you need to test drive if you're in the market for something like this, with a starting price around $32,000 and $45,000 as equipped. You have a lot of options, and there's a lot of value that you'll get in this vehicle. You can check out more at a link down in the description below, and you can see the rest of our auto coverage by clicking one of the links on screen.